Oh.
How's it feel?
Oh my God. Just, I don't even know.
High enough to know. Yeah, I think he's gonna blame it on.
So good. It's amazing. Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucent. I am a singer-songwriter, podcaster, social content creator. I do everything nowadays, and and today I'm going to be reacting to Lorde's brand new album. This is Virgin. Let's go. Cool. Right, big day today. I mean, it's always a big day when there's a new Lorde release. This is only her 4th album ever. In how long has she been around? Like 12, 13, 14 years, something like that. I remember her song Royals came out when I was at uni, and so like I've kind of followed the trajectory from the beginning. My relationship with Lorde is definitely like, some of it's my favorite music I've ever had. I'm a Melodrama stan. As you can see, I've got the album on the back. You know, like when that album came out, I was completely obsessed. I'm a front to back album listener, as you know, that's what I do. But this is obviously like before I started doing YouTube and stuff. I've always been a front to back album listener. And like that album as a front to back thing is one of the best. Full stop. You know, it just is like the perfect length. Every single song has its own place. The journey that we go through is so satisfying from start to finish. Ending with perfect places is just, oh, amazing. Amazing. What the fuck are perfect places anyway? It's like, what are we even searching for? It's just, oh my God. It's kind of like the kind of concept-y album that like really has been such a huge inspiration for me in even getting into doing songwriting. Like my first ever songs I wrote were like inspired by Green Light and like other songs on Melodrama. Yeah, so like Melodrama's been a big, big presence in my life. I really enjoy Solar Power. I feel like I enjoy Solar Power more than a lot of other people did. On a pure like songwriting standpoint, I think it's really good. Like I think it's genuinely like well put together, but I do understand why it didn't resonate with people. And I feel like there was less emotional resonance for me in Solar Power because I'm not really into the kind of hippie stuff. I'm not really a yoga retreat kind of gal. So, you know, it's been a mixed bag with Lorde. And like this era, for instance, I really, really loved, what was that? I guess because it's kind of melodrama nachos, as they say. Man of the Year, I really appreciated the art of it, but it's less of a listenable song for me. You know, it's interesting. And I love that like she's following her muse, and she always has. And I love that aspect of it. But I'm hoping that the album kind of presents more like, for lack of a better term, bops. Or stuff that like walks the line between bop and art. That's like my favorite thing, the line between bop and art. And I mean, that is what Melodrama is for me, the line between bop and art, perfectly. The line between bop and art. Let's just put that on a mug. Yeah, so I'm very excited to get into it. I haven't heard the other one, Hammer. I thought I'd save it for the album, so yeah. Let's go. But before we get started, let's go, if you're new to the YouTube, welcome to my channel. Basically, all of my videos are centered around like the love of songwriting, getting into the nitty gritty, getting into the details, the lyrics, the production, trying to figure out what everything means as I go along. My reactions are long and in depth, but if you love like laboring over the details like I do, then this is the channel for you. Yeah, so make sure to subscribe. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you are like a long time viewer of the channel, or you just want to see this particular reaction in uncut form, so no cuts in any of the songs, then you can go over to Patreon and check out this album reaction. Now, actually, they tend to come out earlier on Patreon as well. So if you want my up-to-date ideas, thoughts on all new music coming out as it's coming out, then head over to Patreon. And yeah, consider support me over there. You can even make requests and stuff in the upper tier as well. Yeah, it's all good fun. If you want to check out my shorts and my TikToks, I'll leave the links for you in the description for those as well. And the other thing I always like to say is that please let me know what your top 5 songs from Virgin are in the comments. I love reading through everyone's top 5s. I will be giving you my favorite song at the end of the reaction. But yeah, let me know what your top 5 is in order, please. Thank you. Right, let's do it. I'm excited for this. I love her. She's got such a singular vision. You can say what you want about like things being hits and misses, but she's always going to do something interesting, you know? Cool. So song number 1 is Hammer, which I have not heard. So yeah, let's do it. Ooh, well, I like this as a start. Jagged, dry.
There's a heat in the pavement. Don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation. When you're holding a
Love it.
The mist from the fountain is kissing my neck. The liquid.
Oh, I love the vibe here.
Some days I'm a woman, some days I'm a man. Oh, I'm ready to feel like I don't have the answers. There's
Ready to feel like I don't have the answers. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I got chills. I love this. I love the sense of like potential, you know? Oh.
Read it and tell me who I am.
Oh, she's just captured this feeling that anything is possible, you know? I love it.
I took tears and they paid me to do it. Oh,
Wow.
I'm ready to feel like I don't have the answers. They carry me.
Oh, I love this. I love how it just kind of like sails off, you know? She almost like captures this like beginning of the summer, anything is possible kind of vibe, you know?
Till I'm just a voice living in your head.
Oh my god, these lyrics are so mind-blowing.
Postcard from the edge. Yeah.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Oh my god. I like literally can feel myself like tearing up a little bit just because of the feeling that was just captured in that song. Oh my god, it's just like pinpoint. It's that just it's like she just manages to capture this feeling of like anything is possible. The potential is there. Like this like unbridled like optimism in like the beauty. It just feels like I just want to run out of my flat, run through the park and just like take in every single beautiful little thing I can see, you know? Take in the beauty of life, you know? It just captures that just in the sound of it. There's something so specific about like the way that the chords kind of had this brightness to it, that kind of electronic aspect, electronic pads, but with like distortion on. There's something very gorgeous and glistening about that it reminds me of like bands like Churches. They do a lot of that kind of stuff. And Porter Robinson, Owl City, there's this like feeling of like capturing a sense of beauty within an electronic sound that is just so moving for me, and that she kind of really frames so gorgeously on that song. And I think why I felt like that last section, I was like, oh, you know, yeah, that's really a bit me. And just like the way the dynamics work, the tension building stuff, like the way that it goes off but doesn't let it all go. I feel like we're still saving some of the tension to let go truly like later on in the album, you know? And there's so many of those little lyrics, like, don't know if it's love or ovulation is so good. Yeah. Oh, there's such a kind of simplicity and a beauty and a back to basics feel as well. Okay, there's heat in the pavement, my mercury's raising. Thermometers traditionally use mercury. Yeah, like the heat, it's the summer. I love that beginning of summer feel. I don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation. There's something so beautiful about like the understanding that sometimes we're not actually fully in control of our own hormones and fully in control of our own emotions, and just letting that be, you know? It just is what it is. I love that. When you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I mean, that's definitely a bit of a horny thing, isn't it? The mist from the fountain is kissing my neck. Anyone with a snake tongue, I'll show him the chambers of my heart. Now I know you don't deal much in love and affection, but I do really think there could be a connection. I love that. I burn and I sing and I scheme and I dance. Some days I'm a woman, some days I'm a man. I might have been born again. I'm ready to feel like I don't have the answers. That is just like such a gorgeous line. I'm ready to feel like I don't have the answers. It's like launching yourself back into naivety, taking yourself back to basics in a way where you're like ready to just learn about the beauty of the world. There's peace in the madness over our heads. Let it carry me up, 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 up. Yeah, so it really, she's capturing this back to basics feel, and she's almost like viewing the world through the eyes of a child, you know, someone who has no frame of reference, would walk out into this world and think, wow, isn't this beautiful? You know, like the fountain kissing my neck, like it's just so visual and you can feel it. It just feels like she's like exercised all of her demons and she can truly just like be naive and just love it in the kind of sex and romance elements as well, that she'll kind of fall for anyone who comes her way. She's found like this kind of free feeling in her, like letting go of control over her gender, the way that presents itself, the way that she presents herself. And that has given her this like newfound freedom and optimism. And she just captures that feeling so stunningly throughout every aspect of this song. Now, I know you don't do much in Love and Affection, but I really do think you could make an exception. It's a beautiful life. So why play truant? I jerk tears and they pay me to do it. Yeah. So there's certainly an element of like her trying to free herself from the kind of industry, the kind of bullshit of the industry type thing. Break me down till I'm just a breath, till I'm a voice living in your head. That's amazing. Isn't that an amazing thing to say as an artist, you know? It's a fucked up world, been to hell and back, but I've sent you a postcard from the edge. So it's like she's gone through hell in reference to the industry, personal hell. We've obviously discovered elements of that through her verse on Charlie XCX's song, Girl So Confusing, which kind of feels like a kind of prequel to everything we're kind of going through now, because it feels like it's unlocked like an element of like showing us what she's actually been going through, you know? Her lyrics are just beautiful, incredible imagery. Just the way that she puts things feels so specific. And so it feels like this is like setting up the album, like this is my process. This is how I've managed to get to this place. It almost feels like starting at the end. It kind of has that kind of feeling to it. She kind of put things about the industry, put things about her gender, like love and sex. And it feels as if like she's going to answer those questions later on. So it really has that kind of like, you know, that brilliant kind of cinematic aspect thing where they kind of, did you ever watch that Spanish show, Elite? It's like a murder thing. Basically the first scene of every series. Oh, it's the same with White Lotus, where they show you how it ends, and then the whole thing is like the mystery of like leading up to how do they get to that point. So they pose big questions at the beginning of those TV shows and then show you how you get to that point. And it feels like this song is like posing questions. Why is she feeling so optimistic and free? How did she get to the point of feeling so optimistic and free? What's going on with her gender and her expression with her gender? What happened in the industry? What's this hell that she's been to and back, you know? I might be completely off base and the rest of the songs might be completely different, but I feel as if what she's purposely doing is making us ask all these questions to ourselves, like what is going on? And she's going to answer that as we go on. Right, I've spent so long talking about this, I need to reset the camera. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is What Was That? Which we have heard before, but the flow of the album needs to be retained and understood.
A place in the city, I cover up all the mirrors. I can't see myself yet. Make a meal I won't eat.
I just love the vibe, the heat, the summer heat in the city, you know. Yeah, I'm missing you and all the things we used to do.
DMA in the back garden, blow up pupils up. Baby, what was that? What was that?
Here she's kind of grappling with like traumas of her kind of younger years, like the crazy shit, you know, kind of wanting it but kind of not wanting it, you know.
Current affairs.
In this song she's really low as well, you know.
I tried to let it might
not let me go.
MDMA in the back garden, blow pupils up. Oh baby,
what was that? I need to hear this song out, you know. I've only listened to the song with my headphones and I want to go out and hear it.
your hairs were in a sandstorm and it knocks me out. We wake
From a dream, oh baby, what was that? Yeah, since I was 17, I've given you everything. She's given her entire life to the industry. So now she has to try and like deal with that, you know? Yeah.
baby, what was that?
Love it. It's so good. And it gets better, that song. But like the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then like the more I listened to it, the more I was like, it's just so specifically a Lorde song. And just there's just something that she just has that is different to everybody and will always be different to everybody. The sound is just so specifically her, and I love it. Yeah. And I just love all the things that she's kind of getting into on that song. So a place in the city, a chair and a bed, I cover up all the mirrors, can't see myself yet. It kind of really is starting to paint the picture of like we in the city in the summer. It has that kind of visual element that is continuing from the first song, but the first song's far more optimistic and freeing, and this one is like I can't even look at myself, right? In the first song she's like, I've got so much freedom, I can see all the beauty in everything, and in this song she's covering up all the mirrors, you know. And I feel like this is like, okay, first song, the end, and then this is the beginning. This is the point at which we begin. How do we get to that point of freedom? You know, I wear smoke like a wedding veil, make a meal I won't eat, step out into the street alone and a sea it comes over me, oh, I'm missing you. So there's a real sense of like missing the better times. There's definitely this feeling when you get a bit older that you've kind of had this like mad time when you were like a teenager and in your 20s, and like you look back at it so fondly because you kind of wish that you could be experiencing things for the first time again, and yet you kind of can't really do that. Or maybe you can if you go through a certain rebirth. Hammer. So this is the thing. It kind of feels like she wants to experience life from that innocent standpoint again, but at this point she is unable to do so. You know, she's still kind of like lost in the past, you know, aching over the past, you know, MDMA in the back garden, blow our pupils up. We kissed for hours straight. Well, baby, what was that? I remember saying then, this is the best cigarette of my life. Well, I want you just like that. Like, I want this snapshot of this perfect party melodrama. Maybe that's why it references melodrama. It's because melodrama was the party and we got to see it for all of its messiness and all its darkness. But now in the rearview mirror, all she remembers is the great bits, you know? Yeah, and maybe that's why it sonically references melodrama as well. If you're lost in the nostalgia and just living in the nostalgia, then everything seems like it was perfect. But actually, like, there's these moments of clarity where she's like, what the fuck actually was that? Jesus Christ. You know, do you know you're still with me when I'm out with my friends? I stare at their painted faces. They talk current affairs. It's almost like she's like having this whole outer body experience while everyone's just living life around her, you know. I try to let whatever has to pass through me pass through, but this is staying a while. I know it might not let me go. Yeah, so she's like, I need to kind of like feel these feelings. I need to understand that I have had a loss of innocence. Those times are not going to come back, but I'm worried that I might get stuck in the nostalgia. And that's a kind of real kind of thing that I feel like our generation's definitely faced, especially with COVID and everything, is this idea that like you can get addicted to nostalgia. You see it in people. They're not like truly living their lives in the now because there's so many things that are fed to them that are based on nostalgia that they can just kind of feast on it. I mean, I do it to a certain extent, you know, but then I also try and make sure that I am also saying yes and finding new experiences, you know. Yeah, and listening to new music all the time. That's a way that I don't get stuck in nostalgia, is to like continually broaden my horizons with music. Although there are certain elements like video games and stuff, you know, like I was a childhood massive Nintendo nerd and I'm still a massive Nintendo. I bought the Switch 2 on release day, you know, but you know, and there's elements of comfort from that kind of nostalgia, but like you have to be careful not to let it completely take over your whole life and because then you're not experiencing life in the now. And I feel like this is what she's trying to grapple with in this moment, you know, wanting it back but also not, and wanting to have new experiences. And then also there's that kind of element of the industry aspect of it, you know. Since I was 17, I've given you everything, you know, like I've given my whole life over to this whirlwind of life, of a lifestyle. How do I deal with that, you know? So let's go on to the next one. This is Shapeshifter. Ooh, I'm liking the garagey drums.
Chewing gum. I know. Do you have the stones?
Ooh, okay. This is like such a mask presentation, isn't it?
Everyone, everything. I once made and nothing personal. So I'm not affected. I've been the ball chain. I've been the tide. I just wanna fall.
Oh my god, my fucking goose pimples on my arms are like going crazy. Fucking cello. Oh, what an unexpected cello. I love an unexpected cello. How'd I shift shape like that? Thought the metal that I've so strange. There's just something so beautiful about it.
And I just wanna fall.
The freedom in just letting yourself go, letting go of control.
You out and pull you in. Say I'm not affected. I'll kick you out and push you in. And I just wanna fall.
Oh my God. That was so good. Oh my God. There's just so much beauty in that. And like the way that it was like dynamically shaped was just like, it just picked me up and just took me on this fucking ride. I just loved it. I thought it was so moving. I don't even know why. I just, and to have that central lyric that pull it together tonight, I just want to fall. It's just something that like, I feel like it's really very human, you know. We spend our entire lives trying to control everything around us, you know, and like, sometimes you just want to just let it all go, you know. There's so much I need to say about this song. So starting with the kind of like spoken gravelly tones and then ending with like these like very high falsetto moments really feels like she's embracing both sides of the masculine and feminine within the sound of the song. You can say that for so many aspects of the song. There are like these kind of gorgeous floaty pads that might be considered more typically feminine, but then there's like crackling and grumbling and dark stuff as well, you know. They feel separate in the song, you know. The light and the stoic sounds both coexist and are kind of almost like fighting, you know. And given like the narrative that we're discovering about Lorde's like understanding of her gender, it's almost like these two sides of her are both struggling to express themselves, both of those things kind of tangling together. And I just adore how she's like painted that with the sound of the song. It's fucking stunning. And just the dynamics were just fucking beautiful. I feel like this is something that's really key for every single song so far, is this like key understanding of dynamic, taking it from somewhere really small and really minimal and very stripped back up to something that is much bigger and open, and you kind of fly, you know, like they've all done that so far. I love it. Chewing gum. I know I don't have the sour taste that's in my throat, but the voice in my head says, do you have the stones? See, that's like, you know, do you have the balls, right? I love this, like the visual of her like chewing gum, like the attitude in that, the way that she's trying to like chewing gum to like make her breath smell better. When you get close enough, I let down my braids and you'll climb up. In my room, we can do anything you want. So that's like a very princessy imagery. It's like Rapunzel. Everyone that I've slept with, all the pairs of hands, I'm reckless. If I'm fine without it, why can't I stop? Everything I want, speeding up my pulse. I don't sleep, don't dream at all. Give them nothing personal, so I'm not affected. Yeah, it's this like one night stand lifestyle. And there's so much freedom in it though, as well. If she can kind of shut off her emotions from the situation, she can experiment without fear. I've been the ice, I've been the flame, I've been the prize, the ball, the chain. The way that the ball and chain can be described as a wife, a trophy wife, a prize, you know, typically feminine things that restrict. It's all about restriction of feminine, of women, of femininity in general. I've been the siren, been the saint, I've been the fruit that leaves a stain. I've been up on the pedestal, but tonight I just want to fall. I just want that freedom. I just want to let go of all of these expectations that are put on me by society, that are put on me by the industry, that are put on me by myself. I just want to let go of all of that, you know. I want to let go of any sort of gender stereotype, any sort of gender pressure, so I can just be free. I am literally like going to be talking about this. This could be such a long video. Mirror, mirror on his shirt, I see a hot mess in an antique skirt, but my voice in my head says, don't let him leave alone. I become her again. Visions of teenage innocence. How'd I shift shape like that? So there's almost like a sense of like, she sees somebody that she wants to get with, but it's a reflection of her. Like the mirror is on his shirt. It tells her more about herself. Everyone that I've slept with, all the metal that I've messaged, I'm fine without it. Why can't I stop? Everything I want speeding up my pulse. I don't sleep, I don't dream at all. Give them nothing personal, so I'm not affected. I kick you out and pull you in, swear that you were just a friend. When it's all over again, say I'm not affected. Yeah. It's so interesting the way that she's like looking at like shifting not only between masculine and feminine presenting things, but also between like being emotional and being emotionless, you know? But I feel like in that last section, she kind of reveals that actually, I don't think she really truly is actually emotionless. You know, I swear that you were just a friend, you know, and she's actually realizing that it's not a nice thing to do, to pull people in, to let them get close to you and then just like throw them away. You know, it's not nice. And she says that she's not affected, but I think she truly is. So cool. Yeah. And I love the idea that like, if you're playing people around like that and changing who you are all the time, that's like when these kind of situationship things kind of go to shit, you know? And she's admitting that she's like doing that, you know? Anyway, oh my God, there's just so much, like it's so deep. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is Man of the Year, which I have heard before, but in context, I think it's gonna be very important. So let's go. The simple, really stripped back thing all the way up to the hugeness.
Gliding through like new from my ego death.
Yeah. I love this like sense of place. The bike, the pavements.
Take my knife and I cut the cord.
Yeah. This is like the moment of rebirth.
Like my set.
She's allowing herself.
Love me like this.
Yeah.
Now I'm broken up. Now I go about my day. Swish mouthwash, jerk off.
I love all the masculine imagery in there. It's like she's shape-shifted into a man. Yeah.
Let's hear it for the Man of the Year.
It's just such an interesting song to put out like as the second single.
How I hope they remembered I didn't think he'd appear.
Yeah.
The Man of the Year.
Yeah. It's such a powerful song. It's so simple. The way it goes from pretty much nothing all the way up into this like slamming thing. It's like I was saying about the dynamics of this album. It really feels as if like every song is focused around going from somewhere small to somewhere huge, you know, this kind of transformative, shape-shifting kind of sound design, you know. Yeah, this one really kind of is such an interesting one to put out ahead of the album because it's like not really like a boppy, is like listenable song. But I guess in terms of the story, it's like a key point because at this point, she's truly starting to let herself be who she is, starting to express this new version of herself that she's discovered. And it's the moment of rebirth, you know. Gliding through on my bike, gliding through, like new from my recent ego death. Sirens sing overnight, violent, sweet music. You met me at a really strange time in my life. Take my knife and I cut the cord. My babe can't believe I've become someone else, someone more like myself. See, that is just fucking perfect. Who's gonna love me like this? Who could give me the lightness, let it flow down through me, love me like this? Now I'm broken open, playing it the way I want, swish mouthwash, jerk off, days go by in a haze, stay up, sleep late, who's gonna love me like this? Yeah, it's like she's gone to like zero, you know? I wonder whether like the pivot point was her career, maybe the reception to solar power, or maybe like this like boiling point of like being in the public eye your entire life, you know, causing this ego death, right? She's reached rock bottom. And when you get to rock bottom, the only place is up, right? And it kind of strips away all pretense. It strips away all ego. And from that position, she can rebuild herself in her own image, you know? And it feels like she's, from this point of zero, she has discovered this new masculine element of herself. And this is the song that really is her allowing herself to express that masculine part of herself. We see it in the music video with her like taping up like her nipples and like tying back her hair, writhing around. You know, it really is like this like new version of her like fighting to express itself. Just like kind of thematically, this is like the kind of huge revelation moment, you know? Yeah, and it feels like it's represented by the drama in it. And I love all the kind of masculine imagery. I didn't think he'd appear. Gold chain, my shoulders, face in the light. Let's hear it for the Man of the Year. You know, it's like all of this like masculine imagery, like the things that a man's man would do, like hang around, like swish my mouthwash, jerk off, you know. She's finally has the freedom to just let herself be this version of herself. If the shapeshifter was going between different versions, trying to figure things out, then this is the moment where she allows herself to shift into the shape of a man, you know, and express that freely. Yeah. Oh, it's so cool. It's so fucking cool. This like album is shaping up to be like that real balance between like brilliant songwriting, but also this like true kind of artistic expression, you know. Let's go to the next one. This is Favorite Daughter. Ooh, 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 hello.
I was a singer, you were my fan, scared of your anger, but I don't give up.
Love all this fractured vocals.
Faking it for your love.
Oh.
Cause I'm an actress.
Oh.
Breaking my back just daughter. Hoping you'll say I'm a star. You had a brother.
Oh, I love this.
He died of a broken heart. And for if I still can.
That like galloping rhythm is just killing me. I love it.
Now that every day I sing every word just to you. All of the medals I won for you. But I keep dancing till I get sick. Why'd you have dreams so big? Why did someone
Oh my God.
Look at the medals.
Oh God.
So I'm always running to you to be as brave as my mother.
Break my back to be as brave as my mother. Oh my God. I loved that. I was not expecting like a galloping, bouncy, powerful song like that. Just there's just something so gorgeous about the that galloping rhythm. You know, the way that the arpeggio in the pad really just added so much tension and like satisfaction to it. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. And then that middle eight just kind of giving this like fake out beautiful moment was just stunning. I'm just finding it so good. It's just so good. Yes, I love it. I was a singer, you were my fan when no one gave a damn. Oh, okay. So you were my fan like before I got famous. Now every day the plane takes off and every night, because I'm an actress, all the medals I won for you, breaking my back just to be your favorite daughter. Everywhere I run, I'm always running to you, breaking my back, just hoping you'll say I'm a star. Oh, shit. So this is like truly like, what is it that motivates me? Am I still trying to impress my parents? You know, am I still trying to get my parents' approval? Yeah, shit. I do kind of get that. When you have like parents who like supportive of everything, but like they kind of withhold. Like my parents were like, my dad more specifically was like constructive criticism, you know. It was great and it's pushed me. And it does fuel me now. And I have noticed that, like, I still, whenever I make new music, I'm like, hey, Dad, what do you think about this? And if he doesn't, like, love it right away, I'm like, Like, when I played my EP, he was like, yeah. Well, certainly, like, I haven't heard anybody else do something quite like that. And I was like, well, that's good. But I was hoping you'd be, like, crying and sobbing, you know? So I get it, Lord, I get it. Yeah, but it's a powerful thing to understand, this idea that like even as adults we're still just trying to impress our parents, you know. It's like, you had a brother, I look like him. He told us as kids he died of a broken heart. Maybe did she have an uncle that died? Interesting that she's been compared to looking like her mum's brother, a man, right? This obviously plays into what we've been going through this whole album. And then you think about maybe the passed down trauma of that situation. It's gonna color the way that you parent your kids, you know. Yeah, Now that every day the plane takes off and every night the room fills up, I tell myself soon we'll talk. Then I sing every word just to you. Now she's like got her busy life. She's out like jetting around and singing and performing, and like she's singing it to the crowd, but in her head she's singing the song, these things to her parents, you know. Everywhere I run, I'm always running to you, breaking my back to carry the weight of your heart. Wow. Keep dancing till I get sick. Why'd you have to dream so big? Why did no one listen when you hit the notes from your heart? Everywhere I run, I'm always running to you, breaking my back just to be as brave as my mother. It seems as if maybe she's talking to herself in that last chorus. Yeah. I keep dancing till I get sick. Why do you have to dream so big? Is she talking to herself? Is she talking to her parents? Did she have pushy parents? She was obviously a child star. You know, child stars often come from pushy parents, and maybe that's, you know, it's almost like she's trying to come to terms with it. Maybe the reason her parents have pushed her is because her mum's trying to fill some hole in her heart, and she's trying to live up to what her mum needs. She's trying to be as brave as her mother was. There's so much complexity in these narratives, but like, they're so deep, you could really just keep going and going and going. But like, I think what she really captured is this feeling of like pushing, keep going. Yeah, I have this endless thirst to like impress my parents, you know, and to fill some sort of emotional hole that they have, you know. And that's what the galloping is, you know. I need to keep going because this is like next one. I'm gonna be here for hours. This is current affairs.
Stood in the park under the eclipse till it cooled my blood. You're in the light, then you're in the dark. My bed is on fire. Mama, I'm so scared. On the edge, you spit in my mouth like
my fucking goosebumps.
crying on the phone, blame it on current affairs.
Unintelligible sounds. It's like the kind of constant news feeding into our ears. It becomes unintelligible, you know, it just becomes a blur.
Would you dive to the ocean floor? Bed is on fire. My bed is on fire. Mama, I'm so scared. Like this. You ever like this? He's saying a prayer. I'm swearing nothing's wrong. Blame it on. Current affairs.
Wow. The current affairs is an excuse.
High enough to know. Yeah, I think he's gonna blame it on. Current affairs.
I'm like so speechless during these songs. It really is just incredible. Fuck me. Just the power in these songs is just amazing. Like, but the thing what I fucking love that really hit me in that song is that she is managing to walk the line between bops, referencing her past, having things that we want from Lorde sounds and songs, you know, pleasing that side of it, right? The kind of fan service side of it, but also experimenting and pushing in new directions, you know, like I said earlier, balancing bops and art, you know, and like, she's really doing it so well for me. Like there's so much to enjoy in these songs on a surface level thing, but there's so much depth and detail to pour over, to like dig into that's just so exciting. The sounds of the songs are challenging, but still feel like primally enjoyable on a kind of base level. You know, you could stick on a song like that in the background and people would just enjoy the vibe of it, enjoy the dynamics of it. But like when you truly listen to what's going on, it's quite kind of genre pushing, strange sounds. And I feel like she's just walking the line right down the middle. And it's perfect for me. I love it. This is exactly what I love to listen to in pop music, you know? Someone who like can still satisfy me in terms of what I want from a pop album, but also challenge me, you know? Knew when I felt it hit, stood in the park under the eclipse. Wow, it was only a field trip till it cooled my blood. That's how it tends to start. You're in the light, then you're in the dark. Then someone throws a flare, you tasted my underwear. I knew we were fucked. My bed is on fire, mama, I'm so scared. I don't know how to come back once I get out on the edge. He spits in my mouth like he's saying a prayer. But now I'm crying on the phone, swearing nothing's wrong. blame it on current affairs. Wow. For me, it's almost like she's gone into a sexual situation where she actually doesn't feel safe. She's pushed it too far. Spits in my mouth. Fucking hell. Saying it like a prayer. It's like, oh God, it's so dark. And then afterwards, she's like calling her mum because she's pushed it too far. And she kind of can't give her the real reason why she feels this way, why she's crying down the phone. And so she just blames it on what's going on in the world. You know, it's really just, palpable, real, like, oh my God. All alone in my room, watching the tape of their honeymoon on the boat. It was pure and true. Then the film came out. Oh, I missed the bit. Girl, your pussy good. It gripped me good. And me feed tell you. That kind of unintelligible language is actually really kind of dirty sex language, which is like, it feels kind of gross in this context, right? And I think that's the idea. It feels like she's pushed it too far and she feels like she has to call her mum. Like that really, like that kind of, that through line of the favourite daughter into that is actually really powerful as well. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is Clear Blue. Oh, this is only 1 minute 57. So.
After the ecstasy, testing for pregnancy, praying in MP3. Your metal detector,
pregnancy
baby,
test, isn't it? Clear Blue.
But deep in my matter, you're changing my patterns. Your helix is right through me.
DNA.
I try letting the answer be part of the dances. I'm free. Lips round your halo, you asked where I came from. I lied and I came clean.
It's just like taking the Imogen Heap thing, taking that powerful thing, you know.
I feel you answer, my hips moving faster. I rode you till I cried. How's it feel being this alive? Where did it go? Wish I kept the clear blue. Be so bury the throes. I remember how it feels to be.
Shit.
Soap, washing him.
Oh my God. So did that go into the next line? Into the next song? How it feels to be sober? Is that what she said? Oh my God. Oh my God. Fucking hell. Just, I don't even know. Like it's just so simple, but like the power in that song felt like regret. It felt like fear. It felt like freedom. It felt like, I don't know, everything. It was just, oh my God. This is amazing. Oh, obviously it's a bit of a, Imogen Heap is famous for doing the emotional vocoder thing, right? And it feels like Lorde's like dipped into that to kind of represent her own kind of super, super powerful emotional thing. I love like the way that the kind of R vocals were kind of coming over the top of it to kind of add this extra level of heightened sense of drama and dynamic. It really, and it's amazing, right? How like there's one instrument, her voice and the vocoder, and yet the whole song feels like it has such a powerful dynamic movement, you know? So good. After the ecstasy, testing for pregnancy, praying in MP3. Make a song about it? I don't know. I'm scared to let you see into the whole machine. Leave it all on the field. Your metal detector hits my precious treasure. I'm nobody's daughter. Yeah, baby, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. But deep in the matter, you're changing my patterns. Your helix is right through me. Bars on my windows, you bust them right open till clearness is all I see. I try letting the answer be part of the dance as I trip and I stumble. Yeah, baby, I'm free, I'm free. Lips round your halo, you asked where I came from. I lied and then I came clean. There's broken blood in me. It passed through my mother from her mother down to me. I feel you answer, my hips moving faster. I rode you until I cried. How does it feel being this alive? Oh, where did it go? Wish I kept the clear blue. I remember how it feels to be so bare in the throes. Oh, I wish I'd kept the clear blue. I remember how it feels to be. So there's so much in this. It's like, is it therapy or is it sex? It's kind of about both at the same time, right? And like, I wonder whether she had this like pregnancy scare and that has thrown into sharp relief everything. It's really made her just like question who she is. The passed down generational trauma. Would she pass down that generational trauma to her own daughter, you know, if she were to have one? And how that kind of plays, like that whole section about like the sex and the therapy, like lips around your halo, and like actually within within the vulnerability of the bedroom when you're in that intimate state, being able to just be completely you without any pretense because you're in this primal thing of sex, you know. It's healing, is freeing. It's like the sex is freeing and healing, but then emotionally she can let go of all of this stuff, you know, say it truly out loud. There's broken blood in me. It passed down through my mother, from her mother down to me. Like, there's generational trauma. The clear blue, obviously representing the pregnancy test. It's vulnerable. She's taken to this completely vulnerable state with this person, and it's like freed her, you know? And I love that, like, the front cover is clear and blue. There's a blue color. You can see right through her pelvis into her womb, you know? I don't know if that's where the womb is. My anatomy is into her uterus, whatever. I'm gay. Like, she spoke about that album cover being the most vulnerable you could possibly be. You can literally see inside of her, you know? And this is the song that represents that, you know, the metal detector aspect, the pregnancy test. You can see within me, you can see the truth. And it's not being taken down to that, the most vulnerable you could possibly be, emotionally, physically. You can see inside of me that she has been able to actually truly free herself. You know, that's what it is about. That's what this album is actually about, is going to zero and finding freedom, rebirth. And rebirth, we're talking about fucking pregnancy and her own rebirth, her physical. She talks about cutting the cord. Everything links together. Oh my God, this is a fucking amazing album. I'm completely obsessed. This is great. I love it. It's making me emotional how good it is. I'm so glad I love it so much, because I really love her as an artist. She's so interesting, but like often I'm like not sure, you know, like sometimes things don't hit. Man of the Year kind of was good, but didn't necessarily hit in the way I wanted it to hit. And like, I'm just like, this is moving me in the same way that Melodrama has always moved me, you know? Oh, and it's just brilliant. And I just adore seeing artists express like such real human things through experimental sound design and like incredible in-depth like lyrics that could mean a number of things, but you can read what you want and all. Do you know what I mean? And then for the songs to just work as songs, I don't know. I just find it so moving, like how good it is. And yeah, it takes me back to Melodrama, not because she's like reheating her natchez or whatever. Obviously there are sonic similarities, but it's because like I feel like this is like pushing the boundary and doing something that's fucking phenomenal, just like she did with Melodrama, you know. And I'm just so passionate about that kind of music that it just really gets me seeing it unfold in front of me. It's just so good. Oh. It's so funny. I'm not crying about it being sad. I'm just crying about how good it is. It's so, this is that why I listen to music. It's shit like this. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. This is GRWM, which is, it could stand for Get Ready With Me, you know, classic. Could be Grow With Me. Yeah, let's go.
Soap, washing him off my chest. Jumping from stone to stone in the riverbed, I guess. Finally know who you wanna be. A grown woman in a baby tee. A grown woman.
Oh, grown woman. That's what it GW. See, it's so many different things.
Wide hips to the gym. Wide hips, soft.
Such a cool sound.
Been looking for a grown woman.
Yeah.
Pink Galaxy 2009. So impressed.
Yeah.
A grown woman in a baby tee.
Grown woman in a baby tee. It's so cute.
Wide hips to the gym. 96. Wide hips. Suffer mama's trauma since 96. Been looking for.
My God.
Grown woman. Been looking for a grown woman.
Oh, so good. Like, it's realization, like this is what she's been looking for her whole life. It's like I've been trying to grow up, you know. And I loved the sounds in that one. That one felt like quite a challenging. The thing is, like, there are challenging sounds, but they feel like they're pulled down. They're pulled down to earth by like kind of relatable beats and vocals and all that kind of stuff. So it's great. Soap, washing him off my chest, keeping it light, not overthinking it, jumping from stone to stone in the riverbed, I guess. You know how she said like, some days I'm a woman, some days I'm a man. Maybe this is like, I've gone on to the next day and I'm a woman again, you know? Maybe you'll finally know who you want to be, a grown woman in a baby tee. Wide hips, tooth chipped 96, skin scarred, looking forward. Wide hips, soft lips, my mama's trauma. Since 96, been looking for a grown woman. Yeah. So this one feels like, in comparison to Man of the Year, this one feels like it's leaning into female physicality, you know? Been looking for a grown woman. I can't find a grown woman. Obviously, like, this whole like passed down generational trauma from her mother seems to be informing so much of what she's been looking for, what she's been trying to do, so much of the trauma that she's been trying to deal with her entire life. And yet she's realizing that like all this time she's been looking for a grown woman rather than just trying to be herself, you know? And she's been trying to maybe almost like fulfill some sort of female stereotype that has kind of maybe been passed down from her mother. Maybe that's kind of where that's getting at, you know? And I think this is the admittance, you know, that all of that is part of her and it's not, you know? I want to be a grown woman in a baby tee. You're like, I want to be myself. I want to express myself in the way that feels natural to me, not in the way that feels natural to my parents, you know? I mean, I relate to that so much because like the aspect of like what makes an adult and what makes a man, I feel like it's such a pressure that it's kind of comes from the older generation, you know, that I've never fit into. Ever. You know, there have been times where I've tried to, where I've dressed more masculinely, where I've had short hair and tried to like change my voice and all this kind of shit. And like, it took a while, but like once I finally started kind of like gaining self-confidence in just who I am, I just started letting go of any of that and just existing, you know, and there's so much emotional freedom. You can have so much space in your life for beautiful things when you're not just trying to fulfill some sort of idea of what other people think a man should be, you know? And this, I feel like this is what she's expressing. And I really, I don't know, that it feels very beautiful to me that she's just like, how about I just let go of what a grown woman is supposed to be? You know, how about I exist somewhere in between? How about I just be myself, you know? And on the days I want to be more masculine presenting, how about I just let myself do that, you know? I'm not going to be that woman that my parents expect me to be, that society expects me to be. And it just rings so true with me, you know? There are some things that are part of me that are more traditionally masculine. There are some parts of me that are more traditionally feminine. I wouldn't describe myself as non-binary, but just because I am a man doesn't mean that I can't express myself in a way that just feels right, you know? Let go of all that bullshit. And yeah, for me, that's having long hair and swishing it around and having cute shit, cuddly toys and shit. And like, you know, and being emotional, which is, you know, men aren't supposed to be emotional, was like the key thing growing up. I mean, not really from my dad. My dad was obviously very emotional, but what I got from like the rest of society, you know, well, I don't know. It's a very complicated thing to try and like dig through. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, this just really resonates with me. Like this central feeling of like just trying to allow yourself to just be. Right, next one. This is Broken Glass. Oh, hello.
Mystique is dead.
Ooh.
Sucked in by arithmetic. I paid for it. Did I call myself to sleep about that? Raw teeth about that.
Yeah.
All of the above. I punch the mirror. What if it's just broken glass? Spin myself.
Oh my God.
If you don't hit back.
Shattering your own self-image.
I'm scared. To quit is tough to admit. When I cry myself to sleep about that, cheat about that. I wanna punch the mirror.
Yeah.
What if it's just broken glass?
That is fucking perfect. That lyric. Oh my God.
It's just broken glass.
Oh, That's so nice.
Glass, just a face. Broken glass. I
Oh.
want the mirror. Just broken glass. Make it wait, take so
Love that melody. So just broken glass. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, is this the supercut of the album? I feel like it is. Like, just feels great. Feels beautiful. Feels perfect. Like, and then you have this kind of sensual metaphor that just like, I'm going to punch the mirror, you know, I want to shatter any kind of reference to any kind of self-image that I might have, because it might be years of bad luck, but what if it's just broken glass? What if this is all just in my head? What if it just is what it is, you know? Fuck me. Mystique is dead. Last year was bad. I let myself get sucked in by arithmetic. Felt great to strip. New waist to hip. I hate to admit just how much I paid for it. Did I cry myself to sleep about that? Cheat about that? Rot teeth about that? Did I sweat hours a week about that? Compete about that? Lose my freak about that? All of the above. Really losing her shit over something. Like, I wonder what like that is about. Maybe it's like a kind of mental health crisis that she kind of was referring to on Girl So Confusing. I don't know. I want to punch the mirror to make her see that this won't last. It might be months of bad luck, but what if it's just broken glass? So good. I spent my summer getting lost in the math. I wonder what the arithmetic, the math stuff is about. Oh. Making weight took all I had. Won't outrun her if you don't hit back. It's just broken glass. Maybe this is like calorie counting. Maybe that's what the arithmetic is. I'm scared to quit. Loosen my grip. It's tough to admit just how much I get from it. Yeah. I want to punch the mirror to make her see that this won't last. It might be months of bad luck, but what if it's just broken glass? You won't outrun her. If you don't hit back, it's just broken glass. If the imagery is fucking incredible. Reflection, looking at yourself, generational trauma. Maybe that's related to like calorie counting and like looking at your weight and like body dysmorphia and all that horrible shit. Maybe that's what she's referring to with that like passing down from her mum and her nan, you know. It's that, societal pressure to be thin, to obsess over your own image, right? And she's like, I'm going to break the cycle, the reflective cycle, you know, like that. So much of it's like the loop of reflection, looking at yourself, looking at your mother, the things that reflect from one to the other. How do I break that generational cycle? Okay, I'm going to punch the fucking mirror. I'm going to stop looking at myself. I'm going to literally stop looking at myself, but I'm also going to break the cycle of reflection, the cycle of trauma. It's fucking amazing. How does this, it works on like 12 levels at once. It's amazing. Oh my God, this is fucking insane. Like just the idea, oh my God, like she's like, I can't be obsessively calorie counting, looking at my weight and judging myself in that way. And so I'm going to choose to smash the mirror myself. And I might have months of bad luck, but what if it's just broken glass? What if it's all in my fucking head? What if it's all in my head? You know, this is really making me emotional because it's so good. Oh, it's just phenomenal. The imagery, the poetry, the sounds, the way it works. Oh, I love it. It's so good. My stomach's rumbling. I need some lunch, but we need to finish this. So let's go on to the next one. This is If She Could See Me Now. If they could see me, that. Probably not.
In the city, I hear the voices.
Amazing.
Prince Street.
Okay.
Got me lifted, feeling so gifted.
Oof.
Exercising all my demons, make them keep riding. Like a song and listen to it. Baby, I'd watch it happen, looking down. If I could feel, don't need fantasy. Oh God, if you could see me now. Hope you find another starlet, another red carpet.
So
As for
good.
me, onto the clay. What's inside of baby? Whenever you break me, baby. Oh God, if she could see me now.
I literally love that as a sentiment, like, you know, she's like, I've come so far. It feels like she's come so far, you know.
If she could see me now.
Oh. So good. Oh my God. That one really kind of felt like, again, we're going from somewhere really small to somewhere really big. We're going from somewhere really dry to something really full, you know, and like the beauty in that, the optimism in that, we're going back to that feeling that she captured in the first song. We're getting towards that final point, you know, where she's starting to feel freedom. She's starting to feel optimism. She's starting to see beauty, you know. If she could see me now, look how far I've come, you know. It's so beautiful. And she just captures that so gorgeously in the sound of that. But like, I love how the beauty, the lightness in the choruses contrast with that really like distorted synth sound, you know. It's so good. In the city, I hear the voices of the ancients. They're calling for us. I hear their horses running up Prince Street because I'm a mystic. I swim in waters that would drown so many other bitches. Got me lifted, feeling so gifted. In the gym, I'm exercising all my demons. Clever. Make him keep riding. Yesterday, I lifted your body weight. There's a strength, physical strength that she's inhabiting. Baby, whenever you break me, I watch it happen like an angel looking down. Yeah, baby, I want to be hurt like that. I can feel, don't need fantasy. Oh God, if she could see me now. Hope you find another starlet, another camera, another red carpet. As for me, I'm going back to the clay. I bring the pain out of the synthesizer. I love it. She does. The bodies move like there's spirits inside of them. This feels like a physical strength and like a defiance against like the industry, you know, the whole thing about the red carpets and all that shit. She's like, you can have all that glitz and that glamour. I've tried that and I don't fucking want it. I don't want to be under the eye of people. I don't want to have that pressure. And you can break me down, you can hurt me as much as I want, but I have this distance. I have this emotional distance. I can separate myself from the artist. I can separate myself from the public figure. And so you can do whatever the fuck you want. I'll be fine. And then to kind of tie it together with like, oh, if she could see me now, it makes me think of like 17-year-old Lorde who was going through the fucking struggles of the industry, being under the spotlight, dealing with eating disorders, dealing with like being a childhood star. And now she's saying, oh, if that girl could see how far I've come, she'd be so proud. And she maybe would feel emotionally reassured in the hardest times, you know, that she can get through it. It's just so amazing. Oh, this is just everything I wanted from this album. It's just, I love it. I can't wait to listen to it about 1,000 fucking times. Like, right, before we go on to the last song, this is the shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much, everybody who supports me over on Patreon. You guys make it possible for me to do what I do and only have to work part-time. Yeah, it's lovely. How lovely of you to support me like that. And, you know, it means that I can listen to more music. It means that I can experience these things with you. It's such a lovely community over on Patreon. And like, I love to kind of talk about new music and to like put it all out there and to get everyone's responses and see what everyone else thinks. And it's just really lovely. And it really feels like a club. The Crying Club is what we call it. And yeah, if you want to join the Crying Club, you can do. The link is in the description. You can get all sorts of stuff, like watching all of my stuff uncut and unedited, as well as like seeing all of my reactions to like all new music. The stuff that goes on shorts, I put the unedited version on the bottom tier. Then on the second tier up, it's all full album reactions. And then the upper tiers are requests. But there's also loads of bonus content that's exclusive to Patreon, stuff that's voted for by people. And yeah, above all, it's just a lovely, lovely community of people. And so yeah, thank you everybody. And if you want to get involved, then the link's in the description. Let's go on to the final song. This is David.
Oh, dark day. Someone to dominate.
Wow.
If I'd had virginity, I would have given that to. Why do we run?
Wow.
I don't belong to anyone.
Oh. Oh,
I was off guard, pure heroin mistaken for featherweight.
Pure heroin.
That day was the truth. Let myself sing again for you. Why do we run? I don't belong to anyone.
Oh, yeah. That's just so powerful. I don't belong to anyone.
That I knew how to do belong.
Wow. Oh. Wow.
Am I ever gonna love again? Ooh.
Wow.
Till you understand.
Wow.
Tell it to him.
Oh my God. It's just so powerful. Like, I don't even know what else I can say at this point. It's just like so amazing. Like, I love how like that was like no drums. It was just like full open, emotionally, like let it all out. Purely gorgeous, stunning. The vocal sections just so moving. The way that they all stacked up with all these different harmonies and stuff. Oh God, it was so gorgeous. And it just felt like such a beautiful, satisfying ending to the album that just was just like an exhale, you know? And it really just captured that feeling of an exhale, you know, going through all this fucking bullshit, all this trauma, all this heartache, all this self-laceration, heavy shit. She's been searching for freedom. And like, at this point, she can just breathe out, let it all go, you know? Oh, dark day, was I just someone to dominate? At the sunset tower, you said, open your mouth. I did. What came spilling out that day was the truth. If I'd had virginity, I would have given that too. Wow. Why do we run to the ones we do? I don't belong to anyone. Ooh. Oh, dark day, was I just young blood to get on tape? Because you dimed me out when it got hard. Uppercut to the throat, I was off guard. Pure heroin mistaken for featherweight. But what came spilling out that day was the truth. And once I could sing again, I swore I'd never let myself sing again for you. I made you God because it was all that I knew how to do. I don't belong to anyone. Am I ever going to love again? Do you understand? Tell it to him. Yeah. I wonder whether like her previous relationship felt like, I don't even know. Like it's so difficult to kind of piece apart exactly what kind of goes on, but like the overall feeling for me is this feeling of freedom and this understanding. Like, I made you God because it was all that I knew how to do. She's reflecting so much on what happened when she was making Pure Heroin, potentially. Like, maybe this was like it's to do with the label, maybe it's to do with like her romance at the time, maybe, I don't know. But she's been like beaten herself, maybe, I don't know. But like, she's kind of got to this point of freedom, and now she's looking forward and thinking like, will I ever be able to actually fall in love again? Because like what I went through was so hard. But it does feel like she's at a point zero. We are rebirth. Like, I am a virgin once again. You know, that's the feeling, right? That's the kind of thing about this album that is just insane, phenomenal, is the story. It's an album that's like loud and brash and like in your face, intense and like dramatic. But at the center of it, it's so raw, right? The promise of it being like the X-ray, this is the rawest I've ever been. It truly is represented in this album. She does not hold anything back. She shares absolutely all of herself to the point where it hurts. And I think that's where the sounds kind of come from. These jagged edges come from this like the chaos and the pain and the violence of sharing your innermost demons, you know, but it's in the process of sharing those innermost demons and understanding where they've come from and reflecting on yourself, you can let it go. And once you've let it go, you can start from zero again. And you can look at the fucking fountains and see it. Look, it's beautiful, you know? It's like her returning to a sense of virginity, her returning to zero so that she can start again and have this rebirth. And she does that by shedding all of her trauma, shedding all of the weight, you know, song by song. And it's just phenomenal. At the beginning, she like can't even look at herself in the mirror, you know, because of like her own self-hatred and self-loathing, you know. And then she kind of continues to kind of discover herself and to kind of like arduously figure out what the fuck is going on with her. And like eventually she gets to that point where she's like, I'm shattering the mirror, You know, if the mirror is representing like trauma, if the mirror is representing like self-hatred, then I'm going to fucking shatter that mirror. I don't need to look at myself anymore. I don't know. It's just, the thing is, it's so dense. I feel like I'm going to be listening to it so many more times to really just take it all in. I mean, this is how I experienced melodrama, you know, like on surface level, I was like, well, this is great. And then like the more I listened to it, the more I figured out, the more I pulled apart. Like it was just insane to me. And it's like part of the reason I'm so passionate about albums like this, and part of the reason I listen to albums in the way I do, and the reason that I have this channel is because like the detail that can be pulled apart by listening to something really in an in-depth way is just so moving and so powerful for me that I just cannot get enough of it every single time, you know. And this is the kind of album that just fulfills that for me. Yeah, and Melodrama was one of those kind of formative albums for me in that way. And I just am so happy that she's kind of gone back to this level of album creation, because it's just, no one does it like her. Like, I don't know what more I could say. It's just, the thing is, like, I was worried that this album was going to kind of try and rehash Melodrama. And there are certainly references to it, but I feel like she's taken the best bits of Melodrama, you know, the concept album nature of it, the storytelling, the spirit of the sound design, and put it into a new thing, you know, because yet, like, a couple of things, like, especially What Was That kind of has like little sonic references to Melodrama, but like I feel like as an overall project, it's completely its own thing sonically, but it has the same spirit, danceable songs, sonically pushing it, experimentation within the sound design, and then like really, really raw emotional stuff at the center of it. You know, it's just like such a perfect storm. I would not say that she's like reheating an actress or whatever, but for me, what she's returned to is the artistic outlook, you know, and it feels incredible to hear. And I can't wait to listen to it about a million times. God, I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to say my favorite song was. That is like so hard to say. It might be Broken Glass. It might be Clear Blue. It might be Shapeshifter. I think right now I'm going to say my favorite song is Shapeshifter, but it'll probably change about a million times. But yeah, let me know what your top 5 are in the comments. Yeah, let me know what you think about this fucking insane album. Let me know. I might be on my own and thinking this is incredible, but like, I just know that this is like one of those albums that I'll look back at and be like, that was like a cornerstone in my musical journey of my life, you know? It just feels like that, in the same way that Melodrama was that for me. How many years ago? 8 years ago, 9 years ago. That was a bit of a messy ending, but I'm hoping that it made a bit more sense. Oh God. Yeah, cool. Right. If you want to check out my other Lorde reactions, you can do so here. There's a playlist here with all my old Lorde reactions. If you want to check out my Brat reaction, that's here. And if you want to go over to Patreon, support me and check out all my videos uncut, it's here.